now the story's going round all over town. Guess you think I'm blind, or maybe that I'm dumb, but in the end you know what, a ghost will come around. We could have been doing just great, but you threw a good thing away. We're up, wanting me to love you. You're so out of line, and what am I to tell you? But you're out of time. Ain't got no illusion.
Episode of Urban Ghost Urban Exploration. Now, I'm doing this introduction at a real scary place, guys, but a real super cool place, you see. I love abandoned stuff, and behind me is an abandoned 1973 Stingray Corvette. It's been sitting in this parking lot, I think, for, I don't know, over 20 years or so. And also over there is an abandoned Land Rover and a Lexus, or a BMW. I think it's a BMW. And an abandoned boat over here. Now it's creepy as hell because it's like close to 11 p.m. at night. It's a bad neighborhood. And I keep hearing like chains and stuff. It's really strange. Anyway, I'm going to show you guys these cars first because I think they're super cool. So let's check them out. Now I showed this on the vlog channel already, Rob and I. But I thought it was so cool to come back and check this out. Look at this. 1973 is what somebody told us. LS7 Corvette. Amazing, right? Look at this, just sitting here. I think on the license plate, which I'm not going to show, tells what year it was last registered, and that was... Look how long it's been sitting. The tires are all flat. Bunch of junk inside. And this is a creepy location to film from, especially me being here by myself. I wonder what this is right here. Anyway, guys, look at this car. Guys, welcome to another episode of Urban Ghost, Urban Exploration. Tonight's video is going to be about the Frank Lloyd Wright house. It's going to be a narration that I do about this video. And I got to tell you, this is one of the hardest intros I ever did in my life. Let me tell you, I'm standing by this abandoned Corvette. I thought it'd be really cool to come out and do an like an intro and like near something abandoned. I just love this stuff, right? So far, people have walked up on me from over here. Every 5 minutes, some idiot blasting their car radio rides by. It's like, it's unbelievable. It's 11 o'clock at night. I mean, and it's a bad neighborhood. Now there's somebody standing over there watching me, but you know what? I'll be alright. So anyway, so this is a narration video for the Frank Lloyd Wright house. This is one of our biggest videos that we ever did. We got a couple 100,000 views on. And it's also one of the most controversial videos we ever made. So what you'll see in this video is Rob and I were just starting out doing urbex videos. Again, we're not ghost hunting. I'll preface this with a little bit of the day of. We found this place, and Rob was all excited because it was a Frank Lloyd Wright house. I never heard of Frank Lloyd Wright, okay? So I was like, well, okay, sounds good to me. Let's go do this video, you know? Took us 5 hours to find the place. It's a 2-hour ride from our house, 5 hours to find it. Literally, it's hidden in the woods. I mean, it's you'll never know it's there. It's not next to a residential community. It's like one of Florida's best kept secrets. This is the first video that Rob and I actually shot that we felt the whole time. Fear, not just fear of natural fear, like hey, you know, it's scary that we're here, we're gonna get in trouble, but fear of something paranormal. And it's kind of weird because at that time I didn't even think paranormal stuff really existed, nor did Rob. Not only was this one of our biggest videos, but it was also one of the most controversial videos we ever did, and I'll tell you why. One is a lot of people were saying it's a Frank Lloyd Wright house, some were saying it's not. Well, the truth is, it's a Frank Lloyd Wright, Neil Schweitzer collaboration. Neil Schweitzer was a protege of Frank Lloyd Wright, and this is their design, guys. This is their house. Now, the house was built after Frank Lloyd Wright had passed, but he still had his hands and his ideas on this house. Some of the controversy that happened with this. Sorry, I'm jumpy. This is, you don't know how scary this is standing here, okay, guys? It's truly scary. Anyway, so the Frank Lloyd Wright Society got in touch with us. They confirmed it was the Wright house. They did ask us. They said, "Hey guys, when you search for Google and you search for Frank Lloyd Wright, you guys come up with him." That's how popular this video became. So they were they were joking with us in a way, but at the same time, I could tell they were like, you know, hey, it's kind of bad at the same time. But they were really nice to us. Every day we'd get comments from people fighting in the comments. It's not a Frank Lloyd Wright house. It is a Frank Lloyd Wright house. The video got so big, believe it or not, guys, people started flying in from all over the world trying to buy this house because of us. And some guy even found like the owner, who was like some kind of investor, found the owner in like South Florida. And then the person in South Florida who owns the house got in touch with us, said, please, I had 5 people show up at my house looking to buy this house. Crazy, right? I can attribute this to being like one of the first videos that we've ever done that, like, I saw how powerful like this medium is. Like, we were just innocently shooting a place, and it turned out to be like so much of a powerful force behind it that in actuality, it actually made it to national television, this place too, and twice. One on an extremely well-known talk show host show. I'm not going to say who it is because I don't want to put that out there and then find out that some kind of copyright or something, or I don't know. And then another very famous celebrity contacted us, said, hey, can you help me out? I want to buy this house. Crazy, right? So this is a very powerful video. Now, some of the mistakes we made in this video, one is we played music throughout the whole video, and I'll explain why we did that. 2 is that we did it as an urbexy video, not a paranormal video, and we cursed a lot through this video because we thought it was funny. Now, Rob and I are not people who swear a lot, but we did this because at that time we thought it was funny, and it isn't funny, but at that time we thought it was funny, so we cursed a lot in the video, so we got a lot of slack from that. We actually thought at one time of taking the video down because we got so much hate over it. People were like, how can you call it a Frank Lloyd Wright house? And people wanted to buy the house. Why won't you give me the address? And oh, it was endless. It was endless. And why do you guys swear in the videos? As a matter of fact, we actually got death threats over this video. Kid you not. Woman wrote me and said, I'm going to shoot you and kill you because you use curse words in your video. And because you went to a Frank Lloyd Wright house and it's not a Frank Lloyd Wright house, so I'm going to kill you. Crazy. True story though. Anyway, we learned a lot in this video. But as you watch this video, I'm going to narrate through it. You'll learn a little bit about it. And it's a scary video. Let's watch this. I'll narrate. You guys enjoy. I remember this day so vividly. This was actually one of Rob and I's first real explores. Now we're heading into the Frank Lloyd Wright house, and as you can see, Rob's the one filming. This video was crazy because it took us like 5 hours to find the place, and even walking up this path, at this point we still had no idea that we were heading in the right direction. And Looking back on this now, it was a lot of fun, but we were so apprehensive. Again, guys, I want to remind you at this point, Rob nor I were not really ghost hunting, but this video would be the first video that we ever shot that we actually felt like there was some kind of presence there with us the whole time. Now, again, I'm sorry for the quality of the video. It may not be that great. A lot of people complained about this video because we played music throughout the whole video. And looking back now, we would have done things so differently now. But it's still good to see where we came from, where we started. And believe it or not, this is our first big video. This video got a few 100,000 views. Lots and lots and lots of controversy, as I spoke about in my introduction. Now, as we're approaching this place, I think right now I'm starting to realize that we're getting closer because I think I see the place. And of course, if we would have done things differently at this point, we wouldn't have had us walk in for so long. But again, you get to see, you know, how far it was to get in here. Now, one thing about this video is we did capture our very first disembodied voice. Intro of the video, you're going to see the door opens behind us as we're doing the intro. Now, we were so new at this that we didn't even have the camera on our face. We put the camera like 10 feet away from us. You could barely hear us. And again, we still had this whole idea of making a real super artsy video. We were super excited to find out, you know, what we're going to find here as well. And again, this walk is really long, so I do apologize about that. But I did notice the building at this point, and I'm anxious to get to it, yet nervous at the same time. And again, the scene that you're looking at now, we always try to do these artsy things, so we thought it was cool to have Rob walk up to the camera. And now here's our intro. Now if you notice in our intro, again the camera's far away from us, but the door behind us does open. Now the funny thing about it, a lot of people said to us, well, the next scene shows you walking up to the door closed, and that's true, but that's because we were making an artsy video. So what we were trying to do at this point was we were trying to show us walk into the building. Now neither one of us realized that the door opened without the other opening it. So I was thinking Rob maybe opened the door. He was thinking I opened the door. So we really didn't think anything of it at this point, that the door just opened behind us. So we closed the door again, and the next scene you see right here is us walking into the building. Again, trying to make an artsy video. And it's kind of funny because I remember going in there, and I remember my first thought was man, this place looks like the Brady Bunch house, you know, something from the 70s. And we were right. It actually was from the late 60s, early 70s that the last people lived there. Rob's kind of panning around. I'm in the house. I'm actually, if you can't really tell, but I'm holding the gun in my hand, and I'm looking around every corner. I'm really nervous at this point. Rob and I literally read an article on the way to this place that said, oh, you know, guys, don't go back there. And obviously, look, there's bullet holes in the windows. It was a lot of people lived there, and a lot of crimes were committed here, and it was a lot of homeless people that were up to no good. So we were extremely nervous. Now I think Rob goes up to the mirror here and flexes, if I'm not mistaken. Again, we're being jovial. If you notice the way I walk through this place, I have this awkward stance the whole time. And I'm anticipating the whole time that, you know, somebody's going to come around one of these corners. And if you look at this house, it's beautiful architecture. I mean, it's really, really neat. One thing about this video that's extremely, extremely important to us in paranormal investigating is this is the first time that we shot a video that we actually felt like a presence here the whole time, but we didn't realize what was going on. At 8 minutes and 42 seconds in this video, I will stop it and you will hear a woman say, "I am Sam." And it's very significant because we found out later on that a woman did live there in the late 70s named Samantha. She was 96 years old and she died in that house. Oddly enough, her son, his name was Bobby, and he used to drive for NASCAR in the late 60s, early 70s. after she died, he was the only posterity, so he moved into the house and he died of cancer. Now look at my stance here. I'm constantly keeping one leg forward as if I'm going to get jumped any minute. Now I also remember we were really fascinated by all like these 70s things that were here. And oh, okay, it says wait, right? So let me just jump back for a second. Rob and I thought there was something paranormal going on here, but really it's just the flashlight reflecting off the wood in the back. But a little bit about this video I'll talk about right now is when we went home and edited this video, we were so creeped out that we the lights in the house were flickering on and off, and you know, we were so creeped out we saw the door open behind us, and it was just a really crazy night putting this video up. This range here, that caused a lot of controversy. I would say at least 300-400 people contacted us and wanted that range, and some lady offered us like $5,000 to go take the range out of the house, which we'd never do. But apparently it's worth a lot of money. It's an antique, and I don't know, people are very nostalgic, I suppose. But anyway, we're coming up to the part with the first EVP that we ever really realized we captured. And as we're panning through the house, we're we're laughing, we're joking, we're talking about the appliances, and all at the same time we're extremely scared. And it wasn't scared like the last video I did, like scared of being arrested. It was scared of, there was a presence there, which proved to be true later on in the other videos that we did at that place. Proved to be true that we captured some crazy disembodied voices, doors slamming, all kinds of crazy things. The name Bobby in our videos that we've captured several times, we believe is affiliated with the Bobby who lived here. Alright, now, in a couple of minutes here, guys, you're gonna hear I Am Sam. It's at 8 minutes and 42 seconds into this video. Now notice Rob's again filming, and I'm talking about this stereo thing or equipment that's here, and I walk over and I shine the flashlight at the floor, and I'm talking about the fireplace, but then I talk about a remote control on the floor right here, and here's the disembodied voice. Look at this fireplace. Look how nice this is.
What is that out to? I guess you could get firewood and just load it up here? Yeah. On the outside?
There's a remote for it. Just in case you need a remote. So I'll play that again, guys, if you need me to. Now notice there's music playing through the whole thing. That the I Am Sam is not part of the music of this video, okay? Now, if you notice in this house too, it's got a lot of old paneling, wood paneling, and it's really, probably for its time, was a very expensive home. And it's way in the woods, guys, as you saw in the walk-in. I mean, this place is way off the beaten path. What's nice about this video, it gives you perspective in the daytime, because most of our videos thereafter were done at night. And now you can see the walk that we did in here. Now, one of the things that this video doesn't really show is what we were feeling. So I could talk a little bit about that. I was constantly feeling like something was there, like a presence was there. And the whole time, Rob and I are kind of looking at each other in a way like, there's something wrong here. Like we both felt angry. It's hard to describe, but there was a certain anger that we felt. So we were trying to get through the video reasonably quick, but at the same time, trying to be cognizant of of something going on there, and like letting each other know like we both weren't feeling comfortable. Alright, so as we walk into this other room here, I believe Rob kind of pans out the window, and a lot of people claim to have seen a man out this window. Now, I've never seen it, but so many people have commented on this video saying they saw somebody out that window walking. So you can take a look and see if you see anything. I myself have not, but I think Rob goes to the window now, and that somewhere in this area of the video, somebody said they saw somebody out there. Now, I remember I remember thinking in this video the whole time that somebody's coming, and then I started thinking that I was losing my mind, as if I was thinking paranormal and Rob was thinking paranormal, though we haven't mentioned it to each other at this point. We just both felt extremely creeped out. And as you can see, I mean, this house, it does have damage. Most of it's just from sitting. None of it's from vandalism that I could see. And we're heading back to, there's a sauna back here. Oh, by the way, these chairs, these stools, so many people contacted us about these stools. They wanted those stools. Rob and I never take anything from a place. Just one of those things that people kept asking us, oh, please go back, get me those stools. They're worth so much money. Alright, so now I'm walking into the sauna, and I think Rob's talking about, if I remember correctly, there's a water fountain outside here. And of course, we're kind of joking around about the pool, which is a green swamp, you know. And I remember going back in that sauna and being petrified. So much so, I think you see me draw my gun and kind of have it cupped in my hand. This place, this day, put such fear into us. And it was crazy because when we went home that night, and I'll elaborate a little bit more on that, we just couldn't help but feel that something paranormal like jumped into us. I think I attribute this video myself to the reason why we do what we do today. It's like the paranormal there just stayed with us. It's a creepy feeling, but I always thought that in my head, that ever since we left here this day, there's been something paranormal following us. Okay, now at this point, I also think that I have my gun in my hand, and every time I went to this house back here in the sauna, I always felt like something evil, and I'm feeling it now, but I don't know what to make of what I'm feeling. Just try not to film me with a gun. So he's looking everywhere else. And notice, guys, this wood and everything in this house is probably worth a fortune. What we're told now is that this place, they built they used the 12 acres that it was on, and they built like condominiums. And this is now the country club. Now, we haven't been back in a while, so we don't really know that to be true or not. But I suspect it is, because it looked like they were doing construction work back there last time we were there. Anyway, something about the sauna that Rob's filming right now, I always was under the impression that when I went in there was something like sitting there or watching me. And this is the first time I felt that. Now again, we didn't really believe in the paranormal at this point. We just thought, you know, we just thought we were creeped out. But then later on that night, when we actually made this video, we realized that there was voices in here that just weren't ours. And the lights flickering in our home was crazy. I remember sitting there making the video with Rob, and the lights in our house kept flickering on and off, and you know, we felt so creeped out about this video. In fact, that's why we put the music in it, because the music was creepy and we felt the whole video was creepy. So we thought, hey, what a great idea, let's put this creepy music throughout the whole video. Which some people liked, but most people didn't. But I understand why, you know, now, but at that time I didn't understand that. Alright, so here we go. Now this is the master bedroom of this place, and this is so freaky. There's a bed in there. That's the only bed in the house. And every time we've been there, there's been different clothes laying next to the bed. So somebody lives here or comes here and stays here. And I remember we found some jewelry in this house, which we'll find in a safe. Which is so strange, because the safe is open. Like, anybody could have been through that house and taken this jewelry. It actually looked kind of expensive. And a lot of people said to us, I know you took the jewelry. Rob and I never took the jewelry. So let me clarify that now. That's not who we are. That's not what we do. So many people accused us. I remember this one lady said, oh, I'm a psychic and I know you took the jewelry and that's why you're being followed to this day, you know, and all this other stuff. But none of that's true. So Rob finds the safe here. I'm over towards the back of the bathroom there. And we find these two like pendants, and it's strange because so many people have been through this house, and I think this is not costume jewelry. I think this is legitimate, like expensive jewelry. For some odd reason, nobody ever took the jewelry. So, and but we sure were accused of that. That was another thing we got a lot of heat over. Some people were mad at us for not taking the jewelry. Other people were mad at us thinking we did take the jewelry. I mean, this video sparked so many controversies for us. But we didn't take it, so that's the answer to that question. Now, we did put that back in the safe, and the next time we went there, it wasn't in the safe. Now, I'm not really sure what these are. Somebody said they're college pins. And somebody said that they were very expensive. I really don't know. I don't know how to appraise jewelry. I don't really even know how to tell what's costume jewelry. I mean, somewhat I can tell, I guess, but I wouldn't even know how to value that. So we put it back. That's where it stayed. But the interesting part of this is that somebody had to be in there and put that in there, because why would it be there? The whole house is pretty much empty and they left it except for that jewelry. So there are a lot of theories on that. Some people theorized that, you know, the jewelry was somehow possessed. Some people told us that it was a trap, like the spirits were trying to trick us to take the jewelry and then possess us. I mean, I really can't comment on that because I'm no expert on that, but that's what people had told us. But rest assured, we didn't take it. So now we're really just focusing on the layout of the place, and it's such a creepy atmosphere in there. This is the only place that I've ever went to that I can honestly say it's haunted. Not being an expert, you could just feel it in there. The air is thick. You can hear the voices in there. You can hear such crazy things. I remember Rob and I thinking we heard like a conversation the second time we went there. So strong that we thought we heard something that we just ran out the front door thinking like, oh my gosh, there's people in here. Only to find out that the place was completely empty. So it was very strange. But anyway, this is pretty much coming quickly to the close of the video. As you can see, we're real curious to find out, like, you know, like clues of this place. And we were also trying to find out, like, what these people may have left behind. That always interests me, like, what people leave behind in abandoned places and why. And it's like a big, you know, it's kind of funny because I was talking to Rob and I said, you know, it's like we're Blue's Clues for adults, you know. We're trying to solve these puzzles, you know. It's kind of funny. But, yeah, again, we were just exploring at this point. Some people told us that looked like blood on the bed. I really don't know. But this proved to be a turning point for us because this video got us a lot of subscribers, got us a lot of views. And this video is the first video that we had that actually really got us known with a lot of people, and it caused a lot of controversy. And I always felt in my heart of hearts that controversy sometimes can be good. You know, again, we were very innocent when we made this video. We weren't looking for ghosts. We kind of joke about it as we're walking out. Rob's like, I don't know what's in there. It's something spooky, you know. And, you know, we talk a little bit about the jewelry and how we didn't take the jewelry. It would have been bad juju. And I was very relieved to leave this place. Now, as we're walking out, Rob and I are kind of just talking. Again, we're starting to get more comfortable with the camera at this point. And when we got back to Rob's truck, because we took Rob's Ranger that day, we both looked at each other, and Rob goes, you know, I'm really angry after leaving there. And I'm like, me too. And he's like, do you think that place is haunted? And I said, I mean, I don't know. And by the time we got home, again, it was a 2-hour ride from here to get back home, we realized that we may have actually come across something really paranormal with the way we felt about it when we edited the video, how the lights were flickering on and off. And it wasn't till months later that somebody pointed out the disembodied voice at 8 minutes and 42 seconds in this video. We never knew it was there, and when somebody pointed out to us, we were so dumbfounded, like, why is there a woman saying, I am Sam? Anyway, needless to say, this video was a turning point for us as well. Again, it's got a couple 100,000 views, caused a lot of controversy from the Frank Lloyd Wright Society, to people arguing over, is it a Frank Lloyd Wright house, is it not a Frank Lloyd Wright house, to people saying, oh, you guys have, you know, you curse too much, or hey, you don't curse enough. I mean, it was so crazy. This video actually wound up on, as I mentioned in the introduction, not the video itself, but a very famous talk show host had a guest on and said, hey, Frank Lloyd Wright came up, and she goes, hey, you know what? I just saw these YouTubers do a video. They found a new Frank Lloyd Wright house in Florida. And anyway, so, and of course, and then another huge celebrity that blew my mind was interested in buying this house and contacted me directly. And of course, we never gave that information to this person because we never felt it was our obligation to do so. Anyway, guys, I hope you love this video. I love it. It's one of my favorite videos as well. Hey, if you don't know where you started, how do you know where you're going? So I look back on this video, I smile, I see where we made a lot of mistakes in this video, but at the same time, life is a learning experience. And this is something that I'll always treasure, this learning experience from this video. God bless everybody. You guys have a great night. Thank you so much. Alright guys, I'm glad I got to narrate through this video. I hope you really love these. These are fun to make. Scary standing here, that's for sure. I really enjoy doing this. I like taking a look back on our where we started, where we're going, and this video taught me a lot. It taught me that you can have voice, and it doesn't matter who anybody is, you can have your voice. The biggest lie that's sold to us is that you can't speak up against the powers that be, but you can. You see, we stood up to many people on this video, and organizations that threatened us, and people that threatened us, and the real truth is that you have the ability to voice what you want to voice. Never let anybody take that away from you. Anyway guys, I hope you love this video. This place is freaky. I'm in a really bad neighborhood. It's in the middle of the night. Here's stuff back there, but I wanted to come do this by this Corvette. It's super awesome. Anyway guys, love each and every one of you. Always go strong, and remember, take shit from nobody. Peace.
I've been